Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studios, and this is Making Comics and Art episode 163. And I'm hoping I got two cats inside that I will not be disturbed while I try to get some more work done. So what I'm doing is, since it's been a little while since I threw my patrons something. If you're not aware, I have a Patreon account. Been there for a long time, and if you want to support me and all that I do, then please go to the link you can find below. Patreon.com/Peter Palmiotti, essentially, and support me at $1, $5, $10, what have you. And if you do that and you really want me to throw you some stuff like this, like a stream or some artwork I can't show publicly, then shout out and let me know, because I bend to the will of my fans. Well, not always, but Patreon is a way to support creators, and mostly my patrons have been silent, so I never know what they want. It's like I've asked. It's like, hey, do you want me to do something special here? Let me know. Hello. I always think of 28 days later at the beginning of it. Hello, is anybody here? So I streamed earlier with Sean Forney. He is a Scarlet Huntress, is his creation, him and his wife, and we talked for about an hour, a little over an hour. Had a great stream. If you haven't checked it out, watched it, listened to it, then please go right ahead. So while I am going to be dropping the link to this onto my Patreon, I will be premiering this on my YouTube channel, more than likely tomorrow, which is Thursday. And if you are watching, I got a little more done. It's basically that and that are done. Need to erase the pencil. Did a little more done up top. This is page 25 of 28, so that means 4 pages, or in this case, just one panel to get done, which is, it's a busy panel, so it'll be some work. But yeah, had a busy day, and I wanted to, when I got back home, I did a bit of running around today. I wanted to check out some streams, and I caught this is my cat making noise. I caught Global Frequency, my friends there, Neff and Frequency Girl, talking to a creator I think I've never seen before, and impressed with their project. If I remember, I'll throw that video link into the description. But let's see, I caught that live. I caught Renee Draws, who Renee does fiendish, and she's a phenomenal talent. So yeah, I caught some of her stream. Oh, I'll mention that Global Frequency has been giving some updates on their progress to fulfilling their, Kickstarter and Indiegogo. So Mavericks, they finished off the sticker packs that they had going on. They're working on the magnets, I believe it is now. But man, they have so many extras that I imagine it will still be some time before they get through everything. I could be wrong. But what else? Oh, I caught the beginning of T-Bunny's video that he was streaming when I was streaming today, so kind of missed each other, but sometimes I show up on his show. Definitely Fridays, the Genesis crew. People from that, which I'm a part of, show up. And in fact, I'll mention here that I'm putting together a Twitter list. We tried hashtags and they don't seem to be working in our favor. It's like I want a thing, a place, whatever, to where, like we mentioned the Genesis crew, but I want people to be able to go someplace and get everybody's links and whatnot and follow them and so forth. So I was like, hey, Pete, you can make a list. So that is what I'm going to be doing on Twitter as time provides itself, which is limited because I'm doing 1,000 things. I'm trying to really get focused and work on this every day now. But I got other things, other priorities. As soon as I'm done streaming this, even though I'm not doing it publicly, and in fact I'm going to drop the link afterwards, but it's the easiest way. I could have recorded it and then uploaded it, but that would have took much longer. Neither here nor there. But yeah, I wanted a place on Twitter, where I've mentioned Genesis crew a number of times already, and I want people to say, hey, who's in this crew and how can I follow them, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I thought of that, and we'll see how that works. It should definitely work. I have a number of lists on my Twitter, but man, that stuff is so ancient. I'll have to go through my lists and add a bunch more creators and whatnot, because I haven't really updated them. But I figured I could do a separate list, which is exclusively us. And there's a bunch of people in the group. And off the top of my brain, I forget so many of them. But T-Bunny is me, is Loa, is Aaron and Todd and B-Rose and just a bunch of people. Yeah, it's easier just to say, hey, go to my Twitter, check my lists, scroll down till you see Genesis crew, and that's everybody in the group. It's funny because I'm streaming this, technically speaking, unlisted, and it's showing me that I get 0 people watching. Well, that better be the case, because I want my patrons to see it first. So yeah, I was watching Cooper T Bunny, and he was talking about an event where EVS, otherwise known as Ethan Van Shriver, mentioned him again recently, I guess. Yeah, it's like I listened to it. I don't remember the details, but you can check it out yourself. Go to his channel, Telepathic Bunny Comics. If you type that in, you can find them easily on the YouTubes. But yeah, apparently he spoke good of Cooper, and he got an influx of subscribers, and now he's officially past 100. So yeah, congrats to T Bunny. Checked out the rest of his video, and some good stuff. I mean, he talks about what we can do as a collective. He thinks in terms of Comicsgate, but it's like I'm a friend of all, and I'm my own thing. It's like I run my own ship. I definitely team up with as many friends as possible, but when it comes to the actual work of what I'm doing, it's like it's me and me alone. But it's like I'll collaborate with everybody or anybody. And I definitely want to with T Bunny is like his brain works differently. Like he's very smart and educated in ways that I'm not. I know for sure. And it's that's a great thing. But also the other guys like Aaron, like I've checked out a couple of his shows, and Wolfsbane is his Twitter name. I forget Aaron's last name, but forgive me. But man, he does really good interviews and has really interesting guests on. It's like everybody brings like new people to the mix, and it's amazing. It's like just when you think comics is a small niche, there's more and more people you don't know, and that's what my friends bring me attention to all these new people. Like on Global Frequency, it was I forget the guy's name, and because he's new to me, and but he's doing a Christmas themed book, and just the quality of it, man, it's so phenomenal. And he's part of a collective, and he's written a lot of books, and I really want to look into him and what he's doing further, and maybe even have him on my channel. But yeah, it's like this is why like I really want to work hard this year and next year, like get a lot of stuff out, get a lot of stuff done, and so I can be more available to jumping on to new opportunities. Because it's like I know because I'm so damn busy that I'm missing current opportunities. Like if I was less busy during the whole Mavericks crowdfunding stage, I would have definitely done a piece for them. And I wanted to, but it's like I'm buried in it, and it's ridiculous at this point. Um, and I'm definitely going to start saying no a lot more often until I'm out from under it. But I did put myself in this position, in a good way. Like I want to really produce a lot more and get a lot more done. Like I mentioned, I got one of the what is it? American Alchemist covers to ink. One of those, and probably when I finish it, I'll throw it up on my Patreon. Amazing, gorgeous covers by artists I never worked on before. And Chris is that's his project. I forget how to pronounce his last name, but he showed me the colors to one of the other covers, and I was like, "It's really nice coloring." So he said I believe the girl's gonna color my cover next. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I showed a bunch of those covers off. Well, I've done 2 so far, and yeah, I got to force myself into getting to the rest. Sooner than later. I'm gonna up my game, get more done. Yeah, things are going okay. I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row. Like certain things in life I got to deal with, certain things in regards to getting retro moving forward with other people. I'm kind of like, well, max priority is I need to get these stinking inks done, which is 4 pages. It should be no big deal, right? But it's not like I'm working all day on this, which is why I want to stream more. It's like a tendency to get more done on my own personal project. At least like I have been streaming me inking this book. So what else did I see streaming? Oh, lower butts, which I probably mentioned. Had somebody doing a I'm gonna forget the name of the character, but it was this guy doing like a Vampirella type character, not a vampire, but like just a real, like a bad girl, like it's all about boobs and ass and horny characters in the story. I mean, it's just fun escapism for the adults. And he seemed like a really cool dude. Might get him on my channel. His campaign's going for a while, so it's a good chance. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's rare that checking out that many streams. I popped into Shelby Robinson's stream. There's a guy who's freaking talented. And I mentioned him a couple of streams ago. I dropped his link in the video description. He's just such a talented artist. And you know, it's like, in many ways, it's like, you know, I know, like, my style is I have certain tendencies which make my style. It's like, you know, oh man, this my other cat outside wanting a. Let me just go for as long as I can. And you know, your style is like the how'd it go? If you add up all like the mistakes you make in drawing, that's your style. But you know, I love the 90s image, like all the little nitty gritty freaking detail kind of techniques and whatnot. And you know, Art T. Bear is a good example. Shelby is a good example of people working currently and that have like bits of that going on. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to pull it off, or it's just I'm dreaming and should just go with what comes out. You know how it is. Yes, I hear you, kitty. I'm trying to get some work done, buddy. Buddy girl. It's my Ripley outside. She's been talking a lot more, man. And she's getting more and more demanding. I don't know what's up with that. I might have to give her more attention or less attention. I don't know. There's a guy, Joe Santag, if I'm pronouncing it right. He's got a book coming out next year. He's got currently taking orders for his Ashcan, which I believe the time is up soon. I wish I had an abundance of cash, and there's so many books coming out right now that I want to make sure to get, but it's like, you know, with crowdfunding, you just miss stuff if you don't have the money when it's happening. But his book looks really, really nice, and he has some cool people working with him. Yeah, I would love to do something for him and his book, and you know, it's kind of that image style of yesteryear. Yes, I hear you, baby. Bang on my window. You probably don't hear, but yeah, man, I get this done. I'm not going to finish this page tonight, but you know, maybe I'll get an opportunity tomorrow. I know. Like, I did some running around today, but you know, it's like I barely got deep into my list of things I need to do outside of home. And I'm supposed to be paid soon for some work I did, and that will be going to art supplies. So fingers crossed that happens soon. And another reason for me to start finishing some covers, so I can have that money coming to me. Yeah, it's, you know, it's almost getting to be 20th, 2/3 done of this month. And I'm also aware, like, things are happening out in the world that are not in the favor of us creators, specifically when it comes to like mailing stuff and when it comes to printing stuff. Like, I hear there's a shortage of paper, and I know there's like shortages of things happening now, like specifically in my town. It's like cat food. The abundance of cat food months ago is no more around, and I have to jump from store to store to find what my cats like. You don't want to feed cats like different food all the time because it really affects their stomachs and whatnot. They are gentle creatures, these cats. So, what else did I watch tonight? Jumped around a bit, get some variety, catch up on some friends. Saw a lot of the same people in the chats. It's always funny when you're jumping around and other people are jumping around, checking up on everybody. But it's also nice because, hey, it's like people recognize you. Which is always good. So one thing I'm doing, I'm not sure I mentioned, I might have, is I get together with Zoe Bones, and we're accountability buddies, and that's going really well currently. And she's helped me out with some color work for a t-shirt image. And when that's available, I'll let people know. That's essentially going to be just like the retro logo on a t-shirt. And, I'll give you the link when it's done. Like what people do and the advice of what people say is like, if you're going to print anything, it's always good to get a copy of it. So I want to order a t-shirt for myself so I could check out the quality of the printing with this site I'm going with. And also because, as Zoe mentions, because she's much more knowledgeable when it comes to, doing color work and printing color work, that my character's red and purple, if you didn't know. And purple is the hardest color to get right. And just talking with her and showing her some samples I had of him in color, that there was so many variations that I had, and it's like I know my monitor is off, or my computer, or both, or whatever. Like, I look at stuff on my computer, then I look at stuff on my Kindle. Like if I go to my YouTube page and look at a video on my Kindle, it looks differently than if I play it on my computer. So I know like the settings are different. And I'm not sure which one is more accurate or what have you. But yeah, man, it's like day by day I'm getting closer to getting these inks done. After which I'm going to focus my channel on Designated, the graphic novel I should be inking. It's been so long since I worked on a page of that. But that will be like the focus of my channel for the meanwhile, probably into the next year. Of course, I'll give updates on retro as I do that, and you know, getting not only the first issue done, but eventually into the hands of those that already pledged, and then eventually onto crowdfunding on Indiegogo. Do, 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 do. All right. The shadowing is a little weird, but whatever. It's artsy. It's artsy. Artsy takes many shapes. Oh, I watched the other day. My buddy Marshall Lee. Marsh makes stuff. I forget what he goes by now. But he was on his YouTube channel talking about, talking to Jason Alexander, Fog Breaker Studios, and Jason's been on there a bunch of times, and they're sort of synced up a lot of times, it seems, and they're actually working on a comic project together. Marshall dropped everything at one point, got fully into making music again. You know, had a real life-altering events happen to him, and wanted to just take a step back more than anything. Like, you know, him playing around with music was just because that's natural to him and fun. So it was like, you know, getting his groove back. And they were talking about abstract comics and just, you know, showing off both of what they were up to with that, and a sneak peek at a page of what they're working on. So definitely eager to see that, as well as eventually at some point. I make no demands at the moment because I'm overbooked, but I want to do Big Wrath with Marshall. So Marshall, if you're listening, my buddy, my friend, definitely want to get on that at some point, because I think we have a good idea. It could be a fun adventure, and definitely want to collab with you, dude. So even if we like co-write and we get an artist, a penciler, and all ink, that would be cool too. I would prefer you penciling it, but I'm open to us grabbing somebody else. You know, I know we'll do some art at some point somewhere, so it's not a concern. But yeah, it's like we started. We did enough work on the project already that you know, I definitely want to see it happen, and you have to be a part of it. So, you know, if you're he's getting his feet wet again with comics, and not not stressing too much, and I don't want to add to. I don't want to be a burden. But at some point, I'll say, "Hey, so what about that project? What are we doing? What we doing?" And what else? Yeah, just stuff and things in life. And I believe I mentioned this with Sean, but yeah, looks like me and Randall Bishop, as he prefers to be called, but I keep seeing his name online, and it's Randy. But he's my buddy, and he does the book Hawk in New York. And eventually, we're going to finish that issue we started, issue 7, that we'll be doing together. And we are both going to be, it seems, well, I'll get a definite, like, everything's set at some point, but Heroes Convention, Charlotte, Virginia, I believe. Mentioned, yeah, also that I've never been there, but I've always heard great things. I know a bunch of friends that are always there. So it'd be great to see people I never met in person, as well as do that convention. Super excited. You know, back in 2020, I was supposed to do it then, but everything got canceled. So, c'est la vie to that. So hopefully things are on some sort of a track. You know, like, it's definitely going to be harder days ahead because of COVID, and, you know, like, just things are going to be out of whack for a while. You know, right now, like I mentioned, like paper printing is hard to come by. That's because shipping things around the world is becoming harder, or it has been, you know, like, interrupted, to say the least. I was listening to the news earlier today, and they were talking about, you know, I guess shipping containers being just like, there's shipping containers of stuff, and not enough people to keep it flowing very well, because, you know, things crawl to a halt for way too long, and now that's the biggest long-term consequence of it all is we're going to run out of shit. So hopefully it won't get too bad, but, you know, like, I hear there's shortage and delays, and, you know, but nobody actually not being able to deliver eventually. So, you know, people are aware of that and understanding of that at the moment. You know, I know I'm waiting on a one project. I think everything else I've, you know, pledged to crowdfunding wise has been delivered, at least like stuff I already expected. This calls for quill work. Boom, 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 boom. Some of this on detail on this page, but I'm having too much fun with my brush. I don't want to switch. Yeah, where am I? 40 minutes? Yeah, let's see if I can go an hour. Looks like the cats won't interrupt me. Fingers crossed that continues. Okay. Yeah, like the line works a little funky and it's making weird and wacky patterns. I'm just going with it, and I realize like a lot of this, like retros and shadow, so I'll be coloring it dark when I get to that stage, and it'll work. It will work. Trust me. It's going to be fun, except for the technical effort to actually sit down and say, okay, I want this color, I want that color. If I get flats done right, in theory, it will be easy. And Allison who's going to be helping me with flats, has done her own coloring, so she should know what I need. All right. Get all these little tiny details in there. I mean, technically, like I could ink everything on a page with a brush, but it will take me longer. That's why, like, going in with a quill, like, you actually dig into the paper, and it's a little easier to throw down 1,000 little lines as opposed to with a brush. With a brush, half the time I'm trying to make sure that the lines I'm throwing down are dark enough. It's less of a thing you worry about with quill, because you're definitely getting blacker lines pretty easily. All right, so I want that. A lot of times I'll have to erase the pencils, then go over some of the line work. And as it is, I'm going over lines I made. Make sure they're black enough. Boop, boop, boop-a-doo. Sharp enough, black enough, tight enough. You know, when one of the things I loved, like specifically with you know Spider-Man as an example, like if you see him close up, obviously his costume is red and blue. But if you see him at a distance, like a tiny drawing of him full body, the blue more often than not was drawn as black, because that's what you would see at a distance, like you wouldn't be able to see that it was blue all the time. But and I gotta think not only in regards to exactly what purple I want to use for the character, but like during different stages, like for example at night or in darkness for whatever reason, is it going to be a much different purple? Is it going to be black? Definitely, like if the character is very tiny, then I might go with black. But who knows? We'll see. I want people's eyes to grasp that it's retro in every shot. So if there's any confusion for whatever reason, if I made the custom black, then I may have to make it purple regardless. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm sure it does. So let's see. Yes. So, if you're watching this on Patreon, then thank you so much for your ongoing patronage. However long you've been here, I've had people come and go, but I appreciate everybody. Even if it's for 1 month, it means a lot. If you're watching this later on my YouTubes, then in theory, I'm going to be in a chat. We'll see if I premiere it that way, like an official YouTube premiere where I'll show up in the chat when other people kind of watch it live, and I'll be able to reply and remark accordingly. But it depends what I'm up to and blah blah blah. I know I got a list of things to do, so if I have no time, I'll just let it be there. But then, potentially you'll get 0 views. I hate that. It's like when you upload a video, you have to promote the hell of it more than if you stream. People show up, or people, even people watch it later. because it's already been viewed 20 or 30 times. You know, it's like I don't get a lot of views on each video normally. But everything depends on everything, you know. It's like the interview / chat with Sean, I thought I'd definitely get more views by now. You know, by the time you're watching this, it would probably be double or even triple what it is at the moment. But I'm kind of a little shocked. For no other reason than, you know, my views have been a little better. Like my channel is growing and you know, but everything's timing and everybody's, you know, like there's definitely like enough other people streaming, enough other good things going on in the world, you know, and everybody's busy or whatever. But that just, you know, is a constant reminder of like your channel's never big enough. You always have to put in the work. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so tired. All of a sudden, I'm so tired. I'm mostly hungry at the moment. That's what's happening. Get a little hungry, start getting a little cranky. Oh, I've been working all day, man. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention before. Hey, if you haven't already, regardless of where you're watching it, when you're watching it, give this video a like. I want to get more and more people who watch this to like my videos. So I should really announce it in the beginning and at the end and even in the middle. Because, you know, it helps with the algorithms. It helps let me know that you're liking the content. And it helps, yeah, it helps it get seen throughout the YouTubes that much better. You know, I put in a lot of work with the streams, promoting it afterwards, doing stuff on YouTube to make sure that, you know, like if I mention links or anything, you know, everything takes work, and it's like none of it is quick work. At least not the way I've been doing it. Maybe there's better ways, but it's all, you know, it's all me putting in being committed to doing it and putting in the work to get it done. You know, even just like I mentioned earlier, like I'm just streaming this technically because this is quicker than recording a video and uploading it, because that takes freaking forever with my internet and my computer speed. Takes forever, even though, like, you know, I do want to do edited videos, and I won't mind, you know, waiting an hour and a half to upload a half-hour video. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so like this video, subscribe to my channel, and definitely dudettes, share my video out to you and your friends, to other people, other artists, other writers, what have you, like in your groups, on your social pages. You know, it's like nobody with a big channel has ever done all the work themselves. It really takes the community, which I'm trying to build by streaming all the time. Even though it would be easier for me to build a community if I streamed at a specific time, specific days. But my life doesn't work with that logic. But it's all good. It will still happen. That's for sure. Yeah, I want to make sure I get all the nuances just right. So, yeah, this is a future character. Shows up on this page, and there's a small shot of him. Yeah, I definitely need a quill. So yeah, like this video, subscribe if you haven't, share it with your friends. And I'm working towards getting 4,000 watch hours. Like, I passed 1K subscribers. I'm good there. Although having a bigger buffer will help. I noticed it going up and down since I hit 1K. So if I can get an extra 20 under my belt, that will definitely improve my odds once I do reach 4,000 watch hours. And yeah, I've been trying to calculate when that's going to happen, and it seems like every time I sit down and I try to calculate it, it comes out differently because there's so much behind what goes into that. I don't know. I'm at a loss sometimes. But the short answer is that in order to get 4,000 watch hours on your channel, you really have to be consistent for a year. And I haven't been totally consistent throughout this past year. In fact, there were 3 or 4 months when I wasn't really active at all because I took time off in order to concentrate on work or whatever rather than YouTubing. But now I am here. I am being more consistent. I have streamed more. I'm trying to get on other people's channels to spread the word more. All sorts of things. I got 2 auctions coming up that I'll be a part of. One is my art rep, Phil Bresser, and be going out with a gang of other artists. And then the other one is Red Valkyrie. First time I'll be on her channel talking with her. So I'm super excited about that, although I am deeply outweighed, outbid. No. There's so many talented people associated with that gang. Well, both gangs. I'm gonna have to turn out some very fine work sometime soon, hopefully. Yeah, I dropped Phil one piece I did earlier. I did this year, which was my sort of birthday card for Clint Eastwood. I did a shot of him where I penciled and inked. I figured, well, he's a public figure. He's a popular character, as they say. So that hopefully will be the lamest piece I do. I love freaking Clint Eastwood. But it was like a 9x6 piece. I wanted to do some bigger pieces. I mentioned at some point doing a series of Marvel villains. I want to do a kind of set, but not. You know, it's just a bunch of Marvel villains I like that I want to draw some nice pieces up with. I'm not the guy who roots for the villain, but appreciates a great villain. So that's where my heart is like. That's why I feel like I have to draw them. But yeah, so I just passed an hour. Thank you for checking me out again. Please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, hit that notification bell so you catch my videos as they pop up. Share this video out with your friends on your social media, or just, you know, tell your friends all about my channel, who I am, what I do. I totally utterly appreciate it. And like I said, you know, it's like nobody who has a big channel or, you know, a huge following anywhere has ever done it alone. It really takes not even super fans, you know, it just takes dedicated fans, like a couple here, a couple there over time, to promote your work. And I try everything in my power to promote people. And I just notice, much like T-Bunny, Telepathic Bunny Comics, Cooper, has passed 100 subscribers because people mention him. So do the same and watch my channel grow. I mean, I can't freaking wait to get back in the YouTube partnership program, so I can not only monetize my videos again, but get some super chats going, and I don't know, whatever other perks I'm forgetting. I do have the community tab on my channel now, so that's like an improvement that I'm going to try to use more often. If you haven't checked it out, please do. Just randomly like stuff over there. But yeah, thanks again. And I guess we'll see if I have time tomorrow to actually sit around while this plays and chat with the chat. Otherwise, I'll just, you know, make it live. Yeah, but hope you're working hard on your creations, drawing, writing, making comics, and so forth. And if you are, then please do a good job. Take care, everyone.